Alright, after a short reprieve and a chance to heal up, we gathered some information from the newly acquired Gid. He told us all about how he had found the fabled lost mines of Fandalere, or Fondler, whatever the fuck he said. Gerd knew nothing about this black spider, except that fucking cocksucker doppelganger that we had killed. That was one of his lackeys. He also described to us a dream that he had about sinking in a sticky goo forever, feeling as if he was bound by chains. To me, that sounds like a pretty fucked up dream. But who knows? He shared his opinion with us. He said that he thinks that the black spider was behind it all. That he had hired these goblins to capture him because he wants whatever's in the mines. And I can understand that. It sounds like there's all kinds of fun fucking treasures in there. I don't understand what he wants with us. We don't fall into this anywhere. I mean, fuck, we were hired after we captured the brother. Who knows? We did what we did best next time. We cleared that fucking castle out of anything that lived, breathed the fucking shit. We went through some owlbear first, then some goblins, and this big fucking Grick fell down. Fucked him up. Well, we're preparing ourselves now to question their fucking goblin priest, if that's what we can call them. These fucked up deities all around us.
Well, you got this guy knocked out in this fairly dark, creepy-ish.
I gave Moony a health potion, right? I did that at the end of last game.
Yeah, Mooney's back up.
Well, I'm sitting there by the altar as I'm just shaking my head after being hit.
Well, fuck. We've been getting our asses kicked a lot.
Yeah, I got a scratch there in that last play.
Well, some of us more than others, I guess.
Yes, to be honest, I went in a little too hard on that.
Alright, there's nothing wrong with feeling hard in the paint.
I got a little carried away myself, too, kind of running in from one room to the next. It got a little hairy there. Is this guy tied up, by the way?
No. He's just laying, like, sort of
Conscious.
leaning against the altar, unconscious, yeah.
I'm going to do that. Hey, it's up to y'all. However, we want to continue with this. I don't know if we have any questions for this guy, but I had knocked him out just in case. We might have one or two about this fucking place. I don't know if it matters, but...
I think our biggest fucking concern is who this black spider is.
Right. And is Gundren down here?
Gundren's still in the other room.
All right. Hey, while I'm tying him up, does one of y'all want to go and grab Gundren? And he might have some questions that we might not think of, being here with him longer and all.
I'll wander back and get him.
Okay. He's still just chilling in the room.
Okay.
You can get him and lead him back.
I'll take the most direct route back to get Gundren and bring him back into the altar room.
The most direct route. Now you're afraid of extra rooms.
And did we cover that last room that we did not explore last game? Or do we need to do that still?
So in room number 6, that's where the other things were. They didn't have much valuable stuff. It looked just to be like another small barracks kind of room. There were lots of weapons inside that were stored. Several spears, long swords, a few morning stars, a few great swords.
Goblin weapons, though?
Yeah. But there was one particularly fine.
You said a quarterstaff.
Yes.
I'm going to pick it up. I'll twirl it over my head. I'm not very good with it, so it kind of just clatters off some things. I'm going to hand it to Moony and say, yeah, this seems to be more your style, right? Fucking sticks and shit.
Oh, this does look nice. If I compare it to my original one, just a basic quarterstaff, is there anything of note?
It seems surprisingly light and sturdy. It's pretty well carved. It has sort of a carving of a bear on top of it, on like that where the head kind of would be. But otherwise, it seems like a regular quarterstaff, just well made.
Yes, I'll keep this one in mind. I like the little figurine on top. Reminds me of my olden days.
We're going to leave that one alone. All right. So before this motherfucker comes to, what questions do we want to ask him? So about the black spider, obviously, but is there anything else that comes to any of y'all mind? One of the questions too, and maybe one of y'all could answer before he does. This room around us, all this fucking bullshit. Does this ring any bells with any of y'all? It's all just gobbledygook religious shit to me, but does it?
Right. So I don't know who these fucking goblin deities are, but I can tell you originally, whoever lived here worshipped Mistra, which was the goddess of magic, Lathandir, the god of dawn, and Timora, the goddess of luck, which that name keeps coming up. Wasn't that fucking sister, what's her nuts that we...
Oh, shit.
Fucking continuity, buddy! And I'm going to do a handstand and walk away on my hands.
Out the room.
Yeah, just out the room, through the curtain.
Well, I guess I'm not talking to him, but it seems like whatever god this is probably isn't very good at his shit, because this does not seem very lucky of an outcome for people who may have once worshipped him. I mean, this place is falling to shit.
No, I wouldn't say so. Same with Gorel. She's not very lucky either. Getting hurt, she didn't get her book. Good.
I'm actually going to sit down next to this passed out goblin, and as a ritual spell, I'm going to cast Comprehend Language, which will take 11 minutes, and I want to be able to understand goblin. I don't want a repeat of what happened last time, where we couldn't understand what these fucking things were trying to tell us.
Right, and I just fucking kill it.
Did you come back in on your hands?
No, I just yelled that from the other room.
I can't speak goblin, but I can at least understand what he's trying to tell us. All right, are we ready to wake him up? I'm gonna spit in this thing's face, but just a big wet spit. Try to wake him up.
Fuck you.
It's like when you pour water on someone's face, but I'm just doing it with spit.
Yeah, but
His
don't
eyes
use the adjectives big and wet.
slowly flutter open.
Well, good morning there. Can you understand us?
Yes, understand.
All right. Well, if at any point you feel the need to resort to your native goblin tongue, feel free to do that. If you're able to express to us any details that you can't express in common, we'll be able to understand it. First off, we kind of fucked up you and your friends just a little bit. I'm sorry to report you were the last one standing. Hope that doesn't break your heart too much.
Sort of just like looking back and forth between the five of you.
So it's come to our attention that you might be under the employ of someone named the Black Spider. Is that right?
When you say the black spider, he looks noticeably more afraid.
Yeah. So that's a yes then.
He says, "Not my boss."
No? A boss's boss, or does he outsource to y'all? How does that work exactly?
He came here once.
All right. Under what pretense? What exactly was he coming here for?
Don't know. He spoke with Roll
Did he come alone with friends?
by himself,
All right. And what did he look like exactly?
like elf, but black.
He's a drow.
So the doppelganger that was here, we had run into her. She's dead too, by the way, in case you were wondering. We ran into her. She was a dark elf as well. Did she look like he did?
I don't know who you are talking about.
Insight check.
Yeah, but no.
Oh no. Okay, that is a 9.
Not yet.
You telling me she's one of your coworkers and you have no idea who I'm talking about?
Only dark elf Misi has been the black spider.
So we got a little bit ahead of ourselves. I'm Kid, by the way. Did we get a name from you? I don't think we did.
Lupo.
Lupo. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Lupo. I'm sorry it's under these circumstances. Any idea where this black spider spends most of his time?
Yeah, don't know. Me don't want to know. That thing is not of this world.
The dark elf. It's a little racist, right? An abomination.
No, you misunderstand.
Well,
Me also progressive.
His eyes start darting around like HR is going to walk in.
Gundren, do you have any questions?
No, I was just going to ask about the black spider, but You guys already covered that.
Right.
Well, I think would be the most fair, you having spent the most time with these fine folk, for you to pass judgment on our friend Lupo here. I mean, we just met him, but you may have known him a little bit longer than us. So I'm gonna bend down to Lupo. What exactly is your plan when we let you go?
We don't know. Find more of my kind, maybe.
All right. And then what exactly? Attack more people on the road? Kidnap more people? I mean, we let you go. How can we be assured that you're not gonna go back to being a piece of shit?
Now methinks you are the one being racist.
Right? This is completely situational, man. Whoa. I'm the least racist person there is.
I'm a little racist against toads, but
Oh, I know. Lipa. What is, by the way, the god you follow? Who is it?
This shrine rededicated to Magubliet. And that name comes out in Goblin, as there's not really a translation for it. Magubliet is great general, great god of war.
Seems like there's a lot of those. Every other god's a fucking god of war.
Yeah. When are we gonna get the God of Peace, huh?
When are we gonna get the god of freaking paninis now? Not kid. That's a Pete thing.
This, Magubliet. What are you, trying to gain from following? You may not have seen someone like me before, but there is an old god we used to follow. Grand. Similar kind of, warmongerer. Is that still what you are aiming for after seeing what you see around here?
So consider for a moment. Magubliet brings peace through power.
I think you can see here, power is not what you are gaining right now.
That's some 1984 shit right there. Peace through war. What is that? Understanding through ignorance or something?
I say maybe we let him go, but I would carry a big stick if I were you.
I just think you should make us a promise that you're not going to go back to kidnapping innocent people or attacking them out on the road. Like, we'll let you go contingent upon you not being a piece of shit. Again.
All right, we promise.
Insight check.
Oh my god, the rolling of the eyes killed me.
It seems like he's telling the truth.
Right. I suppose we should let him go.
All right. Hey, if we do see you again, and I hope that we don't, but if we do, you will wind up like all the other fuckers in here. Do you understand? Without mercy, without a second thought, you will become a puddle. Do you understand?
Right. Only if you're being a dick. If you're being a nice guy, I wouldn't mind seeing you again.
I'm gonna loosen his bindings, untie him, let him go.
He'll slowly sort of back up out of the room, start walking out.
I'm gonna follow him.
It'll be in your best interest. Where exactly is this this dark presence that we keep sensing? This cave or?
From where you guys are now, it's more like you guys are in. Yeah, it's basically southwest. If you pick a point that's between Fandolin and Old Owlwell, right in the middle, and then go 15 to 20 miles south, make sort of a triangle between the three dots.
Yeah, I suggest you go northeast from here. Just fair warning.
He won't reply as you see his back push open the curtain. And Archie, if you're following, you'll see him go through the secret door that you guys had originally come through and just wander off into the forest.
He doesn't make it that far.
I was waiting on it.
Yeah, I figured.
If Jesse didn't, I was going to summon 8 wolves.
Just for this one poor guy.
Oh my god, we're the fucking villains. We're the villains.
Go ahead and roll me an attack. Well, how are you going to attack him?
I'm going to shoot him with my bow. I'm going to let him get a good distance away, far enough away, He's walking like he's expecting
He
it.
thinks he's okay.
Yeah, he's gotten over maybe they are gonna let me walk away. Like he's got that thought in his head. He's reaching the tree line.
Go ahead and roll me an attack.
I hope I miss him too, just for his own. But I mean, also, so he's surprised. First one is a 21 to hit.
Yeah, that's
32 points of damage.
yeah, he dead. Just right in the back, just chunk, and he just falls face forward into the dirt.
Right. You guys knew I wasn't gonna fucking let him walk away from here, right?
You're by yourself.
Yeah, they didn't say that.
No one followed me out.
No.
Fuck it. Even better. Even better. I'm gonna put my bow away, act like nothing happened. I'm gonna walk back into the room.
He was he heading northeast?
Yeah, he won't be a problem.
I wish him the best. Are we planning to head right to this cave, this mine? Then is that what y'all want to do?
I wanted to check, by the way. Did we want to check out the owl well with Raydoth, or is that maybe later on?
If it's on the way, then I'm not opposed to it. Maybe it's connected. It certainly could be. I mean, it seems like whatever the black spider does or is maybe somewhat changing the nature of living to dead or vice versa, however the fuck that works. I mean, they said that since I think Radoff had said that his presence here has come with changes to the place. So maybe that includes what's happening at Owlwell. Is old Owlwell on the way to where Derek is sensing this darkness, or where the mine is located on this map?
It'd be about 15 miles off. It's not exactly on the way. It's like a triangle. If you went directly there from here, you would pass through Fondlin and where the mine is before you reach it.
You know what? Let's do that, because that way we can stop at Fondlin, resupply. Maybe if we're lucky, pick up some. We can drop off Gundren. I guess we need to do that out of the way. Yeah, and maybe we can get some health potions and get our payment for getting him.
You guys did find health potions from Grohl.
Well, I use mine on Moony. So Moony, do you have a health potion that I can take from you, or?
Yes, I appreciate it, but I kind of used my own as well.
What you just did that?
I did it last episode. See, here's the weird thing. I remember being knocked unconscious by the big, ugly goblin. And I woke up eventually. I had a health potion in my bag, but when I woke up, it wasn't there. The only health potion I got was from the big goblin guy.
I forgot I had done that.
So I am a little confused, but yeah, unfortunately, I've got nothing. I've got some good berries if you like some, my honest, amazing friend.
My great friend that would never take my potion and give it to another friend.
I completely forgot I did that. Holy fuck. Yeah, let's head to Fondlin then, and we'll see how they're doing, and get Gundren back, get paid, and maybe get more health potions.
Yeah, I'd really like to get this scratch looked at, so might be good that we're going back.
Right, we would hate for you to get an infection. Might get sore, little itch.
What if the poison enters the infection?
Yeah,
His own poison.
Exactly.
We've got to hurry up.
We might need to just fucking cut it off now.
No. Well, we can make it back. Don't worry.
Oh, since you did ask about it, well, I'll remind you guys, there was the Lord's Alliance gear in the other room, if you're planning on taking that. All right, we go back to Fondlin. The road to Fondlin, if you're going just in a straight line, you'd be going kind of through the wilderness. Probably take you roughly 2 days or so. So we can just hand wave our way through that.
I'm gonna write up another letter, and at some point during this trip, I'm gonna ask if Moony, do you think one of your winged friends could fly this to you know who's?
Oh, of course. Yes, thankfully I have additional spell I could grab. Frog. Bird.
Oh, the birds. Let me think here. I need to think of some birds. Birds.
Are you gonna call the fucking bird?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
speak with animals.
Assuming one of those. If you ask for a penguin, you're not going to get one.
You should call for. I think there's like a Mexican chickadee. That sounds fun.
Chickadee. And if one shows up, I'm just gonna have it send it off to Agatha. Ian doesn't care anymore.
It shows up. You got a Mexican chickadee. Even though you're not totally sure what Mexico is, but
Hey, Gundren, are you and Silgar and Adam?
what are you talking about?
I was just curious, like you and him kind of go off on this adventure and get kidnapped together. It's something like that brings people together, is all I'm saying.
Right, you have to cuddle together for warmth.
Yeah, you ever thought about it?
He's sort of going to glance over at Moony and say, "Oh, I don't know. Have you guys cuddled with him before?"
Well, if he was dry, then maybe, but
Right, yeah, it's too fucking sweaty.
It's like rolling up with a wet sleeping bag. It doesn't help you at all.
Yeah, I mean, I've been on his back before. Sometimes it's kind of nice if I get a little tired. My frog legs, I don't want to get them too worked up. They're already delicious. If I tone them too much, people will be coming after me. So sometimes I hop on Mooney's on his back and just ride around. Just things like that.
Yes, some people like it when I speed off.
Just fucking Naruto run.
Do you think we're getting a lot of money for you? How much do you think they would pay for us to bring you back?
I believe Sildar told you explicitly what he was going to pay you, but I can't remember what it was now.
His brother definitely told us some money too. We're gonna double dip this motherfucker.
Yeah, I guess what I'm asking is so we were already promised a little bit to get you, but do you think you could maybe sell how dire your situation was to maybe up the price that we're getting just a little bit?
I'm pretty sure it was 200 gold total, by the way.
200 each, right? Or was it 200 total?
Each.
200 each.
Yeah.
200 each.
Yeah, definitely.
It was total. I just edited the episode a little.
Yeah.
If you could just upsell it, is all I'm saying. If you'd be willing to do something like that. Like, I was on the precipice of death, and they came last minute and pulled me from death's clutches, that kind of shit.
I mean, I did pretty much bring you back to life.
I was just sleeping.
I mean, here I am. I'm the king killer. Bring you back. Now forget about this.
I've already offered you 10% of my amazing, fantastic, legendary mine.
Right, that is true. He did fucking offer that.
That is a fantastic point. We will need that in writing, and we did talk about possibly upping that just a little bit since we're going to be doing all the clearing of said mine. So 10% without saving your life, but maybe we'll talk about it after.
Let's try to clear it first without dying.
Yeah, well, that's on our end. So we'll get a contract signed, and then we'll take care of business.
Yeah, then you got to spit on it with Moony.
I'll leave that to my brother. So if there's nothing in particular y'all want to do on the way back, then you are now in Phandalin. Slightly after midday, as you wander into town, 2 days later.
Let's head to the town master's hall.
Alrighty. You can do so.
Kick the door open. What's up, Silgar, you piece of shit?
You kick the door open and Sildar is in there.
He's being a big old piece of shit.
And he's being a piece of shit like always.
Fucking piece of shit, sir.
And as you all wander in, he'll see Gundren in the back and he'll sort of stand up and make his way down. He's up sort of on that stage kind of area where the meetings would be held. Make his way down. Bend down and give Gundren a hug.
All right. Well, we held up our end of the deal.
200 gold, as promised. He'll sort of pull out a sack of coins from his, back pocket. Out of his pack. Then drop it into your guys' hands.
Well, we think we may have gotten a lead as to where this mine is that one of the ones responsible for kidnapping him, well, I suppose both of y'all, is that could be pretty lucrative for the town, too, if I'm understanding correctly.
Right. The famous legendary mine.
So we might be interested in helping liberate said mine, maybe depending on if we can come up with some kind of agreement beforehand. Now, Gunter, we were planning on maybe meeting up with your brother while we're doing that. If you don't want to write up a contract for us, that would be something nice.
Brother, he's here. He's not back in
That's right.
the city I can't remember the name of. Dewborn.
No, we came up with him up here. I guess he was transporting some goods. That's how we got turned on to y'all predicament in the first place.
Well, like I said, I'm offering 10%. Assuming we all make it through this ordeal alive.
I'm gonna look over at Trog. Hey, you're probably a little bit more convincing than I am. I'm more of a punch and break shit kind of person. Do you think he can maybe get us up from 10% to something a little bit higher? You know, if we free up that mine for him.
Yeah, I mean, like my buddy here was saying, you know, I know you're so concerned about trying, you know, that you're not gonna be able to get through it or anything like that. But I mean, just look at me here. I've gone through the ringer, and here I come out with just this little scratch. That's all that happened to me. I mean, I'm pretty much I'm like perfect. So, like if we get through this, I'm thinking it's definitely going to be worth it a while trying to get through. So I think 10%. It's okay, But really, we're putting our lives on the line here. So I think you might want to like step it up just maybe just a little bit and see like what a 20, 30, 40. I don't like 20, 22, 24. Like one of the numbers between like 20 and like 100. Like one somewhere in between there. Just that's like our prom rate. So if you want to think about it, you don't need to because it's obvious that that's just what you got to do.
Roll me a persuasion.
Drog has big Coke energy.
A high-powered lawyer in the making.
Yeah.
So consider for a minute. 12%, not a cent more.
All right. Here, how about this? I'll meet you in the middle. And I'll already get ready. We'll spit on it. Here, I'll meet you right in the middle at 32%.
The middle between 12 and 100.
That was my final offer. This is a legendary mine. You're going to be making tons of money.
We won't have to spit on it, but you would do 15?
All right, 15's a deal.
All right, that's good. Now you just got to shake Mooney's hand.
Come here, I spit.
No, Mooney. We said no spit. Your hands are moist enough. Just.
Oh no, not on me. I spit on him.
You just spit.
All right, 14%. and he holds out his hand to shake.
Deal. Now, question.
Not fucking negotiate down.
Woody doesn't know numbers.
14 it is.
This cave, by the way, does it have a name? You just keep saying legendary.
Oh, it's fucking named after us too. Fucking name your cave after us. We'll take 15%, but you name that shit after us. We're the ones doing all the work.
That's the perfect idea. I love it.
You can call the mine whatever you want. The mine's in a cave called Wave Echo Cave.
I'm definitely thinking Frog and Friends Cave.
Try.
Right. The mine itself, its original name was Fandelver.
The original cave was Felt Downer?
Yeah.
By the way, Trog, I forgot to ask. The big goblin we saw before, he wasn't a friend of yours, was he?
No, he wasn't a friend of mine.
Okay, wasn't sure. His name was King Groll. I remember you mentioned a Dave before.
Oh yeah, no, it must be. I mean, it could be. We could be related. One of my frog friends. They could have mated with a goblin, and then they could have mated with another goblin, and then like after like 20 or so like generations, they could have very little frog left in it, but still be like a majority goblin. So I could be related to him. I don't know. I mean, my ancestors they were freaking like frogs, if you know what I mean. So who knows what? I mean, I could be related to you guys. You don't. Who knows? Mooney, try to wait, Mooney, just try to jump quick. I'll tell you if you're a frog.
Okay, I'll do my best. I'm not gonna roll.
Okay.
Oh, if you want me to, I was gonna say I jump like.
I'm not gonna roll. I refuse to roll.
I just jumped 50 feet in the air.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. I am curious.
You have a pretty decent strength though, as a furball, presumably, right?
+2. It's not terrible, but I only rolled a 10, so it's a 12.
You get some pretty respectable height. Not as much as a trog, but
You are right. Higher than I've jumped before.
Yeah, I don't think you're part frog though. I mean, you definitely could at least gotta get like 15 feet or so.
All right. Well, I'll leave you alone and go practice. I put on my mask. Walk away a little bit toward death.
He's gone.
Where,
All right,
where did he go?
That sucks because we would need him to sign that contract unless he doesn't want to be a part of it. Which is fine by me. I'm gonna walk over if y'all want to write it up, I guess, and then we can come back and sign it before we go out to the caves, to the mines. Keep calling them caves, but
right, can do that. Where did you say my brother was staying? I should probably let him know I'm not dead.
well, that's what I was thinking. If Silgar wants to write up or at least start the contract, if you want to come with us, we can take you to the inn where your brother's staying.
Right, I think I'd better go check in with him.
I guess we'll take him over to the inn. On the way there, though, I want to reiterate, your brother's paying us for your safe return, too. So if you could just not say anything about Silgar paying us, that would be great.
Well, my brother and Sildar know each other. They probably already discussed.
That aside, they can maybe discuss it more after we get the money.
All right, you guys wander back to the Stonehill Inn. Declan's in there, just having a pint, sort of seated at the bar.
Hey, Declan, you piece of shit.
You kick open the door. He sort of turns around at the sound of that. Barely even sees you. Kind of just sees his brother first. Does sort of the same thing. So just stands up, runs over, and gives him like a hug. Like, you fucking idiot. Always running off with your half-cocked ideas. And Declan sort of just like, no, this time it's true. I actually found it. We're going to make so much money, if we don't die.
As for our payment for bringing him back safe and sound, I think it was discussed 200 gold per person.
Well, I believe it was 400 total, being the astute businessman I am.
Right, but can you really put a price on family?
400. With the amount of trouble he brings me, you're getting a fine bargain.
We're okay with 100 gold apiece. If your he was been talking about the potential of writing up a contract for us to liberate this so-called mine of his. We were going to get 15%, but what exactly would your share be in something like this? The other 85%?
Well, between the two of us, I'm sure we'd split it equally.
Anyway, you could toss us another 5 of that 85%.
You see Gundren in the back just like shaking his head.
It was worth a try. Well, we are planning on heading that way shortly. Do the two of y'all plan on accompanying us over there? Or?
Well, I'm not much of a fighter.
Right.
And Gundren will say, I can lead you to the entrance, but I'm afraid inside I might be more of a hindrance than an actual help.
Well, and you're still recovering too, so we have it on the map already of where this thing is. You don't have to come along if you don't want to. Just make sure that it's guaranteed that on this map is where we're headed to.
I guarantee it. Seen it with my own 2 eyes.
All right, and you have no reason to lie to us or anything. I mean, we're all in it. We're partners now, or we at least will be before we set out. So, quick question: do either of y'all have any kind of decent relationship with is there a blacksmith in town?
There is not. Well, it depends what you're. There's like
a regular smith is fine. I mean, he doesn't have to be.
Yeah, there'd be a regular smith in town. There's no like forge, like weapons sort of style blacksmith, like forging high quality weapon or armor or anything.
Shit. Do either of y'all have a good relationship with this local smith?
Can't say I know him very well.
I'm interested in some new armor, if they have something in stock. I know it's a small town, but I figured maybe
New armor. You should check out the not the Lion Shield Cluster, the other place. No, the Lion Shield Cluster. The Lion Shield Cluster.
All right, and don't forget, we should probably see if old Sildar
yeah.
wants his fucking armor back.
I was just thinking that. We'll bring that in the day we sign the contract. We'll stay here for a couple days. That's all I had for now. I don't know about the rest of y'all.
I mean, the only thing that I'm thinking of, I feel like we've covered this the last time that we were here, but is there some place we can get some potions? Because my scratch is healed now, but I don't particularly want to get another one.
Well, the only place I can think of to get potions would be maybe the shrine.
Hey. Fuck you. Fucking bringing up the shrine to us, motherfucker.
Hey, you did this to yourselves.
I'm gonna head over to the smith. I don't know if any of y'all have anything else you want to talk about, but I'm just gonna take off, start heading that direction. I'll catch y'all back here at the inn at some point. Maybe rest a day and head out. I don't know. We can worry about it later.
You go to the Lion Shield Cluster, you'll recognize that as the place you dropped off the goods. The goods that you had found in the Crown Cave way back in the day has the same symbol of a lion on a blue shield.
Yeah, I'm gonna head in.
All right, you go in and you see a gray-haired woman. Sort of.
Hey, gray-haired woman, you piece of shit.
as I kick open the door.
No, I'll walk in like normal. Hey, good morning. Not sure if you know who I might be or the group that I'm with. We're part of the leftovers. I'm one of the members there. We took care of your red brand problem, who was happening here in town. I don't know if you had any issues with them, but it seems like quite a few people did.
Never heard of you.
Yeah, that's all right. Hey, I was wondering if y'all sell any splint armor. It's like between chainmail and plate. It's like a step up from what I currently have. I've been getting hit a lot lately, you see, so I think it might be nice to not die as often or ever.
Well, she'll think about it for a second. Don't have any of that in stock. You mentioned the red brands. We've had quite a lot of lost shipments between them and the goblins. So we're a bit low on most things.
Any idea when the next shipment might be through or when an order could be made? We're going to be in and out of town for at least the next week. Well, I don't know how long trade takes, but the next week or so.
It could be anywhere between a few weeks to a month between shipments, usually.
Well, that's pretty shitty. Well, I got chainmail on now. Do you have anything that might be better than that?
Fortunately, the only thing I can offer is more chainmail.
Just layers of chainmail. All right.
Layers of chainmail. Sorry, friend. It's all I've got in stock right now.
Okay. No health potions or anything. That's not really your forte, but you don't have anything extra sitting in the back room or something?
Sorry, no potions either.
Well, that sucks. But on the bright side, we did take care of your red brand problem, so that should open up trade a little bit, and you might see a lot of wealth coming into your town in the near future. So also courtesy of us. So just keep that in mind. You know, if you start to do real well for yourself, just remember who it might be owed to, which is the leftovers. So just saying. What's your name, by the way?
Leanne Greywind.
Well, Leanne, I appreciate your time, and yeah, things are gonna get better for y'all. I'm just gonna walk out.
If you guys want to take your final day, we'll say after this, you'll be long rested, considering your journey back to Fondolin. If you go downstairs in the inn in the morning, you'll see Declan and Gundry downstairs in sort of the common area with a drawn-up contract.
At some point the evening before, I don't want to go back at all too much, but I do want to say to everyone else once we're all back together at the end. Hey, we've had a couple close calls in recent days. Is there anything that, not necessarily that any of y'all want to talk about, but I just want to make sure that the path that we're on right now is one that everyone is still comfortable being on? Because fuck, like, we've come this fucking close to not being here.
I mean, we're playing it a little bit loose, but I think maybe we should just tighten up a little bit. But other than that, I think.
Well, Arch, I mean, you and I have signed up to a degree to this kind of life, but I mean, Trog and Moony, I can't necessarily say the same for y'all. So I just want to make sure that, you know, moving forward, we're still all in this 100%.
Right. I mean, I've already said that anyone that wants to leave whenever they want, they can. So.
And ahead, it sounds like we might be facing our biggest challenge to this point, but there's the potential for the biggest payoff too. So, I mean, I just want to make sure we're all on the same page, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate your concern. I don't really got too much to go back to, in my opinion. So I'm fine just keeping on, and you know, I get to spread my words and my music everywhere, and that's the biggest thing that matters to me.
I'd agree with Archie. I do need to tighten up a bit. I have been taking a little too much damage. But to be honest, even when I have been falling down unconscious these multiple times, I have not been afraid. I don't know if it is because of the group, but I always have a feeling I'll be back up.
I want to make sure that y'all are aware if anything happens to me ever. And it seems like it could be likely, depending on what we have facing us and where we've been and what we faced so far. If I go down before we meet up with Valgithra again, track him down, I have a feeling that whatever he is up to is not good. And Moony, I mean, the same is for you, man. If you go down, we're going to figure out what's happened to your home either way, because that's a promise that we made. But if I go down, y'all got to promise me you're going to get Valgithra out of whatever shit that I put him in. I know that's not fair of me to ask, but it'll be like a dying wish kind of thing. I just want to make sure that we're on that page.
Right, it's pretty fucked up of you to like throw on us, but sure.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. I completely recognize that, but that's the path that we're on right now. I mean, this is one chapter of that, but we're ultimately going to Schleem to see him anyway. I mean, y'all are already on this path helping me, and after this, we're going to be helping Moony and whatever y'all need. March, we're going to get you to retirement. But if I go down, just help him.
I'll try my best, but
No, Arch, there is no trying in this. I mean, I know the things that you're capable of. If you wanted to help someone,
I will do my best, the kid. But I promise, once I find Valgithra, I will sit down by a fire with him and read out your journal.
well, there's a lot of personal stuff.
Just me and Valk together, reliving your memories.
Forever.
All right.
Yeah,
Just,
I'd be playing a song there. You have your own little interlude music to the inner monologue, so it'd be perfect.
he and I have been through quite a lot. I mean, most brothers have, but he deserves better than whatever predicament he's in now. That's all I have to say. So thank y'all in advance. And if you think of anything, any final wishes in case any of y'all go down before your time, just shout them out and we'll see what we can do about it.
After we kind of go our separate ways, I do want to go over to Moony and say, hey Moony, I got something to ask you actually.
Yes. Of course.
So, the kid, I don't know if it was just, I don't know, but he kind of got in my head a little bit, and it got me thinking, if I don't make it through this, would you do me a favor? And I'm gonna pull out like an envelope, and I'm gonna hand it to Moony. Say, could you take this to my dad? I know it'd be kind of a haul for you, but I'd like someone to give this to him just in case.
Of course. Do you know where I could find him? A name?
That dad.
So
His name is John, I think.
so
That's found with no name.
his name it's in my native tongue, but it kind of just sounds like he makes like a gurgling noise, like he tilts his head back, like his thing blows up, and he just kind of like gurgles. That's his name. I always called him Papa. So if you look for like Papa in my kingdom, you'll probably find him. You could also find him. And Moody, this is something really just between us. His other name that he goes by, it's King. So if you talk with him, just give him this paper here.
Of course. I'll take it from him and put it into my satchel. I will do whatever I can to help you out. And if I do go, I won't give it to you now. But I pull out my wand and just hold it out. It's carved wood. I made myself. Not a bear figurine like the quarterstaff, but it looks sort of like a branch, different juts coming out of it, and you can actually feel your dagger growing a bit. There's a little bit of a secret in this wand. You can have it if I pass, and I want you to keep it.
Thank you, my guy. Yeah, I'll keep care of it. I'll treasure it forever. But I hope it doesn't come to that.
Same here. And I hope eventually you can meet your as well. Maybe in a while from now, but maybe we can meet together, hopefully.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan, my friend.
During all this touchy bullshit, Archie's shirtless in his room, doing push-ups, just screaming at the wall. I'm gonna live forever, motherfucker!
That sounds more like Coke energy.
Yeah, really? Well, then, now we can hop to the next morning if you'd like. When you guys see Gundren and Declan downstairs with their drawn-up contract.
All right, so do we have the 22% written in there?
I believe it was a 14%.
Yeah, you can't fucking blame me for trying.
Yes, we can.
Right, and it was 15, right? Oh, that's right. Mooney's spitting you, and that took away a percentage. But you know what? In my mind, that's worth it.
It's all right. I already forgave the big guy. It's too lovable. It's 15.
All right.
You're pushing me to want to do it again now.
Archie's gonna reach into his belt, cut his finger, and sign it in blood.
There is a pen, like a quill and some ink, just laying next to the contract.
All right, who's next? I'm gonna kind of point the dagger around.
I'll go, and then I'm gonna pick up the quill.
Kid is going to walk over and sign something in the book or on the page, but it's going to be in Elven.
I don't really need the money. Also, I don't know how to sign my name.
Something we can help with, Moony. I mean, you have just as much at stake here as anyone else. So, if anything, maybe they can send something to your folks. Not that money matters too much, but it's something.
That is true. Maybe somebody in the forest will need it.
Well, what about that one little kid that you helped? One that you taught gardening. Imagine how big of a garden he'd be able to build.
Trog, that is the best idea I've ever heard. I take the quill, and I try to sign Carp.
The C is backwards, but you do a pretty good job. I also think that's technically fraud, but all right, lads.
No.
Deal's a deal. He'll roll the contract back up and stick it in his satchel.
All right, so we're off to the mine. Did you guys happen to maybe go? I know the one guy told us where to get him, but maybe you thought of us. Thought maybe we're kind people, and you want to help us out. Maybe get and go and get us like a couple, like 1 or 2 or 3 like health potions.
You guys probably have a relationship with the lady there at the shrine. I mean, we don't have a very good one, so maybe it would be good if you ask for a couple on our behalf.
Yeah, considering we kind of ripped her off.
Well, and more importantly, we cannot free up your mind unless we stay alive. So really, it would be in your best interest. Consider it an investment.
I'll do my best. I hate talking to her.
Excuse me, before you leave, do you have just an extra paper I could borrow and the pen?
So pull out like a spare sheet of parchment paper and leave the pen on the table. There you go, friend.
Thank you.
And then the 2 brothers will wander off.
Well, they are looking for the potions from Gorel. Could you guys help me write the letter? Trog kind of helped me remember. And I'd like to let them know in the future that they may see some money coming.
I write quite a bit, in my journal, manly journal, or to letters to people. So I can help you with that, Moony.
That'd be great.
Here, let me. I'll see if I can take the pen and paper from you. Just tell me what you want for me to write down, and I can do it for you.
Okay. This is Moony. I killed a lot of people, and you may see money coming. I wish you guys the best. I did meet Raydoth. Wasn't a huge fan. XOXO. Moony.
XOXO. That's how I end all my letters. And I'll add just on the bottom there, P.S. Nice tits.
Well, that's not nice to the mother or the kid.
Yeah, fucked up, bro.
Nice tits, you little boy.
You little perp. That's some fucking banging tits, bro.
No, I'll write that out without the nice tits.
And after we're finished, I'll drop it off at the farmhouse. I don't want to see them just yet. I just want to leave it somewhere they'll find it.
You can sort of slip it underneath the door. And as you're returning, Declan and Gundren will also return. They did not do a great job, but they will place 1 health potion on the table.
All right, we can freaking ration this out or something. Is there anything else we need to get together before we head over to these mines? Holy shit, we're actually doing this.
Gundren will walk with you guys to the door of the inn. Say good luck, fellas. I hope you don't all die horrible deaths.
Thanks, bro.
Thanks, my guy.
From Phandalin, you could get to the mine in a day if you put pedal to the metal, so to speak.
Did we decide to go to the mine right away, or were we doing the well and then the mine?
Yes, I don't know how necessary the well is currently. From what it sounded like from Raydoth, it was more like these zombie types he had seen in Thunder Tree. I don't know if I told you, but they are the dark essence that I see when I'm in the plane.
Oh, that's right. You did some weird shit with Raydoth back in Thunder Tree. That's cool. What do we look like when you see shit? Do we look different, or do we look like ourselves?
You kind of lose the essence of a body, but you do look like a bright white light. Someone that is considered friendly living.
Well, I consider myself pretty friendly, depending who you might be.
Yes, it depends. Some days Archie is just a dark red. Other days he is a very nice white.
Yeah, it can change day to day. hour to hour.
I've often been described as a very nice white.
It it depends on the time of like the day or the month for Archie. So it sometimes he's just all red. On our way there, so we talked about tightening things up a little bit during our fights. Is there anything that comes to mind for any of y'all that we can be doing different? Because I mean, we've been fucking up just a little bit, and if we're fighting the Black Spider, or whoever this fuck is, then might be good to have a game plan going into things. Now, I can cast guidance, so if y'all are picking a lock or trying to be real quiet, like I can help with that. But
I think we just need to be smarter with our tactics. You know, barrage as far away as we can, but also
no poison spray on a poison dragon.
Yeah, I mean, you can't just rock out with your cock out. I mean, Moony, I know you got your little thing, but you got to pull it back in every now and then.
Yes, that is my fault. I need to stop elbow dropping motherfuckers. I did have a question, Ian. When I was in the ethereal plane, can I see creatures inside of a space? I could see them inside the hut, couldn't I?
Yeah, if you were focusing on them specifically, you couldn't necessarily see their like physical bodies, but you could sort of see that life force, or in the case of the dead things, the life force.
But another way I should be fixing, well, if I'm not an animal, is bark skin for sure, if anybody needs it.
Yeah, that would be good. And Moony, if you have the ability to make any of us a little bit tougher, Archie might be a good pick. Just he doesn't get hit often, but when he does, it's not so pretty.
Right. Yeah, and I could probably stop running into the middle of a room like I'm a fucking psychopath.
Yeah, Moony and I should definitely be the spearhead of a lot of the head-on attacks. That's kind of our thing. But I mean, any chance that you have, Arch, to attack from a place of darkness or whatever, that's kind of yours.
Yeah. If I could get the drop on a motherfucker, that's when things are really fucking spicy.
And you're always free to try to take a hide behind me. I mean, that's why I try to place myself the way I do.
Right. Yeah. We'll get it figured out.
I hope so. But keep heading to this mine, I guess.
All right, so you guys, if you guys are really pushing your way to get there, you'll get there pretty much the same day you set out. It's about 15 miles away. But it is nighttime now, as you find yourselves following Gundren's map. Find yourselves to what looks to be a kind of narrow tunnel. Has its entrance sort of hidden in the foothills of the mountains you guys find yourselves in. Yep, so you guys see this tunnel, and you can enter through it. And as you enter into the tunnel, from this point, there is still a little bit of natural light filtering through, so it is dim light. It's starting to get very cold and damp.
I'll take lead as well, and stay close enough to Archie so he can reach out so I can guide him.
I'm gonna hop on Mooney's back.
As you go through this narrow tunnel, it does lead into this large cavern, being supported by this sort of like a natural pillar of rock and a few stalagmites dotting around. Behind the column, as you come in and sort of survey your surroundings, you do see a few bedrolls and like heaps of ordinary supplies, stuff like like flour, salt, lanterns, oil, some what looks to be mining gear. You will recall Gundren told you on his way, after he found the mine, he had sent a few of his friends here before he went back to Dewborn to grab Solar, his brother, whatever, in return. So you can assume that they were from those people he had sent. And as you sort of look amid the supplies, you see the body of a dwarf miner who's now been dead for at least a week. The northeast section of the cavern is sort of like You can see it's kind of collapsed. So there's this pit that's kind of formed. Looks to be about 10 feet wide, maybe about 20 feet deep. And you do also notice this very sturdy rope that's tied off around a nearby stalagmite, which is dangling down the pit. And anyone who peers down to that pit will see that there's a tunnel leading off in either direction. So a tunnel going up sort of to the north here, and a tunnel going kind of to the east. And every 2-ish minutes or so, 2.5 minutes, it's a little bit more faint from where you are, but you hear this something. It sounds like almost like the breaking of surf. Anyone who's been on the coast or the ocean, it almost sounds like the sound of a massive wave, and it's loud enough that every time it happens, every 2.5 minutes or so, it almost feels like it's shaking the ground beneath your feet.
Yeah, as I feel the shaking, I'm going to lower onto my lower all the way down and pull out the tuning fork. And if I could start to focus.
Go ahead and roll me a wisdom. And the rest of you guys will see Moony sort of sit down cross-legged, holding this fork in his hand as he is taking deep breaths and becoming very still.
24.
Similar to what happened with Radoth, you'll notice this time you're not exactly floating above your body. You're sort of still in the same place. Yokarita said that he was sort of lending you his guidance since you weren't practiced yet. So you don't really have the same range yet, since you're not quite as practiced with it. But this time when you do it, it feels not right. And as you sort of turn your head to look behind you, you can almost see the faint light coming through the back end of the tunnel, sort of, still sort of this ethereal-ish looking. But as you turn to look towards the cave, all you can see in front of you is blackness. Very dark, almost as if there's nothing there at all. But at the same time, it's very thick and suffocating.
I will break out of my concentration and breathe heavy. A couple minutes. Something's not right. Before I could see individual figures. That was my plan here, to see if I could see anybody we'd be coming up against. But the air is just dark. I can't tell who is here, what is here. It was just choking me out as I was looking through the cave.
Seems like the black splatter's maybe magical. Maybe he has some kind of ability, so maybe he's shrouding this place. I don't know.
It could be.
You mentioned this dead dwarf, the one that looks like he's only been dead a week or so. I'm gonna walk over to where he is and just kind of look through his stuff. Hey, didn't Gundren say, the impression that we've gotten is that this is like a secret kind of mine, right? Like not very well known.
Yes, as if.
I'm going to search him anyway to see if there's anything of value on him.
Can I ascertain what his fatal wound was?
Yeah, roll me a medicine check.
I have an 18. I'm just looking to see how long he's been here.
A 1 on my investigation.
1 on your investigation. You don't find anything particularly valuable. Just, general whatever. Adventuring supplies, mining supplies.
I could tell the difference between an ass and a taint, but that's about it.
With an 18 on your medicine check, you don't notice any external wounds.
Dirty 20 on mine.
And same thing, yeah. So you don't really, as you're searching, if you're looking over the body, you don't really notice any external wounds. And you can estimate that it does match up with Gundren's timeline of what he had told you guys. So a little bit over a week.
You said there was no external wounds, but can we determine what a cause of death was, or did he just kind of and die?
As far as you can tell, yeah. He just sort of died.
Just fucking.
That or, I've seen this happen. It's a chytridosis. It definitely looks like that. I've seen it. It affected a lot of my people back home. It might only be a frog thing, but I don't know. It looks kind of similar to it. This is a thing that a disease that only affects amphibians, and you can't tell; they just die.
Neat.
Answer of the amphibian world.
By the way, are there any other tracks along the ground?
Roll me a nature check.
14.
With the way the ground is, it's mostly just like rock and stone. You can't really see tracks.
All right, fellas. Well, it looks like our only fucking option is downward.
Can I go to the edge and see how far down it is to the bottom?
It looks to be about 20 feet.
Well, if no one wants to go first, I guess I'll go down the rope, and I'm gonna jump up, do a front flip, and grab the rope.
Alright, so you see Trog leap up and sort of slide down the rope very stylishly. And you can see a little bit farther once you're down. You have dark vision, right?
Yep.
So once you're farther down, you can see the tunnels do continue going. And the tunnel, the sort of natural stone of the tunnel, in both directions, you can kind of see now, does at some point become like hewn stone. So like man-made walls or dwarf-made.
I'm gonna look around and make sure everything's good, and then if anyone is coming up close to the edge, I'm gonna point at them, do message, and say it's all clear. It's all clear.
I head down the rope. I'm gonna check it first, but
It's pretty sturdy. The rope seems not ancient or anything, like relatively recently tied up and used.
I'll climb that down then.
All right.
Also follow.
Okay, you're all down in this pit. And actually, Archie, as you climb down in this pit, you're in the dark basically.
Yeah, I can't see shit. I don't have dark vision, so if somebody knows how to,
Yeah,
yeah, Derek, you might have dark vision.
It just becomes an expectation. You do it one time for him, and suddenly.
Yeah.
I know, I fucked up.
I'll stay at the base of the rope, so that way when Archie comes down, I'll just stay close enough to him that I can guide him until if something gets cast. If not, I'm just gonna wait to cast bonfire if we see something.
Yeah, you could just pull like your pocket out and you can grab your pocket as it's inside out.
I have a hooded lantern, guys. I can use that.
I cast dark vision on you.
Oh,
Either up top or below.
In the dark, as you come down this rope, you feel Moony's giant sweaty hand just grasp the top of your head. And all of a sudden, you can see.
right. This is fucking much better.
It is very dark down here. So even with dark vision, it's still dim light.
All right.
So there's no lights coming from either tunnel?
No, not that you can see.
I'll point to the north and I'll point to the east and just whichever way we want to go.
I think I like going to the east. It looks a little bit more homey to me.
I'll second that one.
It's fine by me. I'll take lead, but we'll head out to the east.
Okay, and as you guys head out, just for reference, the ceilings in the tunnels are about 15 feet high. And like I said, the walls are mostly like hewn stone as you leave the sort of more natural cave tunnels. And on the ceiling, you can see, not in every place, but there are sort of stalactites dotting the ceiling, even in the more natural areas. So the roof isn't exactly like man-made, it's still kind of the natural cave roof. So there are stalactites dotting around.
I will look back to Archie because I know that he can see now. And in the air, I'm just going to either trace or sign Thieves' Cant to him. So I'm quiet while I'm doing it. I can stay in front, but are you better at spotting things if we come across something? I'm good running into shit, but I'm not very perceptive.
I'm gonna sign back that I'm not very perceptive, but I'm stealthy. Like I can at least not be heard.
I'll look at Moony and Arch and just kind of point at my eyes and then do one of these things.
As he does this, as he's twirling his finger, I look up. Just staring. That should tell you your answer.
Yeah. Fuck it. I'll just keep going. I'll go to this corner.
Yes, well, you can do so. You see this wall kind of keeps continuing on your left here, this tunnel. There is what looks to be another. So this tunnel continues forward, and on your right side, you can see that it looks like another sort of more natural wall or natural opening is also on the way.
I'm going to, again, sign to Archie, just let him know what I'm seeing, and then I'm going to start moving.
Since you're all going slowly, can you all just roll me we can do a group stealth check if you'd like, just to get it out of the way.
Ooh, nat 20.
7.
Dirty 20.
26.
26 says 20, a 20, and a 26. So yeah, you still have this tunnel going ahead of you, and you have the entrance to the right.
All right. Same deal on this intersection. I'm going to cut the corner, cut the pie here and see if I can get a look into what's down this hallway without showing too much of myself.
You see, as you look around the corner there, it looks to be sort of this convergence of other tunnels, lots of intersections. The walls here are still natural, but you notice that there are some carvings among them. You can't, from where you are now, you can't quite tell what the carvings are. And you can just barely make out sort of where all these tunnels intersect. It looks to be some dead bodies. Well, skeletons, not dead bodies. You do see that there are sort of half a dozen large brass lanterns that are sort of tucked into the walls, but none of them are lit. So it's still quite dark.
I have 60 feet of dark vision. How far back can I see down this hallway straight across from me?
That was 60 feet. So dim light would be 30 feet, right? Because it is totally dark in here. But you can see that, again, the tunnel sort of branches off in both directions.
I'm standing back to Archie, just letting him know bodies to the east. Up ahead, I just see like a dead end, and then it kind of goes off. It looks like it intersects with something, but it's just a wall. I'll duck back from this corner and turn back to everyone else. I'll point to the east still, and then just put up a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
I think it's probably best to try to not have shit at our back.
I'll point at myself, and when we get in there, I'll go left. So whoever's behind me, if you want to go right, it splits up into like a little clearing area. So I'll go left and cover that side. Whoever's behind me, just cover right down that hallway. I'm going to move into that then. And when I enter into this clearing, I'm going to move to what would be my left to cover that hallway, right on the other side of that corner, right on that corner.
As you guys all enter into this, you start going through these more natural walls. You can see that the carvings are mostly just simple reliefs showing dwarves and gnomes sort of mining at work. Almost like those old kind of like communist propaganda posters. And as you get to this bigger clearing, you see almost 24 skeletons. They look very, very old. They're rusted scraps of armor scattered across the cavern floor.
Have we still felt the shakings from when we first entered?
Yes.
Okay.
So every again, pretty much like clockwork, every 2.5 minutes you hear this big boom as a crashing wave that is echoing throughout the tunnels that you're traversing in.
How about that? The wave echo.
I do not like that.
The cave has a name for a reason. What's the name of your cave, big boy?
Cut that out.
Do I see anything up this northern cave, by the way? This northern tunnel?
You guys are all wandering into this central cavern, the big opening.
Mm-hmm.
Could you all roll initiative for me, please?
Fucking course.
Never mind, I go north.
They got a nat 20 on their stealth roll. So you guys are all going to be surprised. As you guys enter this cavern, you're sort of examining these skeletons on the ground, wondering, what possibly could have happened here to have 12 skeletons laying around that are, quite clearly old. That you don't notice above you the sound of almost like buzzing, as if a massive bee. And as you look up, similar to what you had fought previously in the forest, you see this swarm of what looks to be about 10 sturges that are almost diving straight towards you. So 5 of these sturges are going to swarm as Kid walks through first, straight at Kid. That, which is going to be really low, 2. 1 is going to be a 12. 1 is going to be, oh, Jesus, another 2. This one is going to be a 17.
Meets it, beats it.
Let me just roll the last one, and the other one's only going to be an 11. Okay, so basically, you're able to sort of get out of the way of these sturges, but one does manage to find a chink in your armor as its long, sharp, proboscis nose thing sort of pierces in. You are going to take 3 points of piercing damage as the sturge is sort of attached to you through this chink in your armor. The other swarm is going to make its way to Moony, since he's the other biggest guy. So for Moony, first one's going to be a 12, a 20, dirty 20. So one hits, a 10, doesn't hit, a 16.
Yep.
Okay, 2 hits, and a 14.
Yes, 3.
Okay, so 3 hit. Okay. So you are going to take, as they sort of pierce in, you are going to take 9 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
As 3 of these sturges attach themselves to you. And we'll start at the top of the initiative order with Trog.
The swarm that attacked Moony, I'm going to do Vicious Mockery. So wisdom saving throw.
That is not a bad roll though. 16.
They don't take any damage. I call them Night Sky Rats again.
They're sort of too much of in a frenzy of... You can imagine in a place like this, there's not many, you can presume, living things, judging by all the skeletons and dead bodies you've seen. So they're pretty hungry. They're not paying much attention to the things you're saying. That would be then Moony.
So how much is within me within 5 feet?
You got 5 of them right in your face.
Yeah, are there any friendlies next to me? Archie, are you like next to me or are you further ahead?
It looks like I'm right by you. Yeah.
I'm going for it anyway. I'm doing Thunderclap. Every creature within me has to make a Constitution saving throw. Everyone within 5 feet. So those 5, and then I'm assuming Archie.
That would include Archie as well. Sorry, there's a Constitution?
Constitution saving throw.
Big old 2.
I rolled a 5.
So everybody takes 3 points of lightning damage. Thunder damage, sorry.
Is that loud? Did everything in this mine just hear us?
I do it as the shaking occurs, if possible.
You can't really time it that way.
Right when you do it, you're just trying to cover it up.
But you do hear this loud, thunderous echo that doesn't sound unlike the sound of the wave that you can hear crashing.
To try to blow it away, I fart at the same time.
And Archie, you definitely smell that. You do see one sturge that was sort of flying around your head. You said 3 damage, right?
3 damage, yeah.
Yeah, drop out of the sky and just sort of crumple up dead on the ground. The sturges that were attacking Kid are up, so they're gonna... One is attached to you, so that one hits automatically, which means you are going to take an additional 2 points of damage due to the blood loss. 2 more are going to attack you. First roll is a 15. Second roll is a 14. So those 2 miss. The other 2 are going to fly up and make their way over to Trog. So actually, I think you would, since they were attacking you, you would get a opportunity attack. Yeah.
I'm going to take a big old swing. And that is a natural 20. Just one-handed. That is 36 points of damage.
Yeah, so as these 2 fly up to try and get away, you're able to basically with one swing cut both of them down. And so these 2 sturges sort of fall to the ground next to you, unable to get out. And then I believe it is Archie's turn.
It's kind of too tight for me to use my bow, so I'm going to try to throw a couple daggers at the swarm that is attacking Moony. It's also close to me. That is a 19 plus 6 to hit. So 25. Okay. 15 points of damage for the first one. 14 to hit. 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage. So with all that damage, you're able to basically, you can't get quite all of them, but you can get 2 of them off Moony as you sort of dart around them and sort of slice them off at the proboscis and, sort of stab through them. So there's one attached to Moony and one still above his head, sort of in the same space. Which brings us to Kid, who has one attached to you and 2 that are still within reach.
All right. I'm going to Eldritch Blast. You said it's for the group, right?
Yeah, so the damage will cross over. So just roll to attack. Roll to hit just for the entire group, and the damage will spill over.
16 on the first? Okay, and it was 16 on the second as well. So
yep,
that sucks. That is 8 points of damage on the first, and 5 points of damage on the second.
Okay. So the 2 that are still floating around in your space, you do hit both of them. You do blast them both, and they both, smoldering a bit, also hit the ground. Next up are the ones attacking Moony. So the one that's still in Moony is going to deal 3 points of damage from the blood loss. And the second one's actually going to turn towards Archie, making an attack on him, which is, geez, I'm rolling so terrible. An 8 to hit.
That does not hit.
So you're able to see this one coming and sort of dodge out of the way as its nose comes darting towards you. And that brings us back up to Trog.
So there's just one remaining for the kid?
Yeah, there's the one that's sort of attached to his body still.
I'm going to do Vicious Mockery at it.
13. That's wisdom.
He fails. I say, you're not important enough for a specific insult. He takes 5 points of damage.
5 points of damage. And as you say this, it sort of detaches itself. And you see it sort of flying around, almost confused, until it just drops to the ground. Moony. One attached to you still, and the one that just attacked Archie. Only 2 left that you can see.
So the one that's attached to me, what is it to take it off? Is that a complete action or bonus action?
To detach it, it would be an action.
All right, I'm going to leave it off, and I'm going to pull out the bear quarterstaff and take aim at the one that attacked Archie.
Okay, go ahead and roll a hit.
Okay, that's a 15 to hit.
Hits.
With 3 damage.
3 damage. That's the one that got hurt by your Thunderclap. So that is enough. As Archie, you see this big stick come flying over your head, and this almost sickening splat sound as the sturge just batted out of the air over your head.
Righto, thanks, Dad.
Of course. And I just look down.
And it is your turn, Archie.
All right. I'm going to return the favor and try to take out this one that's stuck on Moony.
Alrighty, go ahead and roll a hit.
Again, daggers, 2-weapon fighting. The first one is a 21 to hit.
That's it.
9 points of damage, by the way. Oh, yeah, that would fucking kill.
9 points of damage. You're able to sort of just stab through it and yank it out of Moony. And it is expired.
Looking at these long dead skeletons, do they look like they have any goods?
No, any kind of armor and weapons they've had have long since become rusty and unusable. So looking at these tunnels, if you look down them, so the one to the north continues up, into what looks to be another kind of crossroads. The one here to your east continues along this sort of these natural walls for a ways, and the one to the south you see continues down. You do see branching paths at the back of that, as well as, except for the tunnel itself, the main tunnel ends in what looks to be blocked up rubble. But there are what looks to be other paths as well going down that way.
By the way, I cast Healing Word on myself to heal 9 points.
Okay.
I got excited for a second. I'm like, oh, he's casting Healing Word. And then there was a pause, and he says, for myself.
For myself. I didn't think I was going to take that much damage from little bugs.
I'm going to look specifically at Frog to see if he is getting a certain kind of tingly feeling for which direction we should go, because he seems to be locked in on this shit.
Yeah, guys, I am getting, and I'm sending it a message to all of them, so I have all my fingers out pointing at them. My guys, I got a froggy feeling that we got to go down this way. I'm going to point to the south.
And I'll take lead again, but I'll start heading down that way. Before this intersection, same deal with what we did at the last one. I'm going to point to myself and point to, I guess, what is that? The west. And then whoever's behind me, I'm going to point to the east.
I'm going to point to the west.
Right. No, I'm going to whisper back. I'm just saying, if one of y'all could have my back, that way when I turn this corner, whatever's in the opposite hallway, one of y'all's facing, is all I'm saying.
Smell it when you're stepping in.
So, and then I'm gonna move and go right to the east. Just violence of movement. I'm moving in that direction, looking to see what's down that hallway, hoping there's someone who's on my back looking the other way.
As you guys turn around this, you are immediately faced with 2 doors. The doors are about 6 feet tall, maybe 4 feet wide or so. Pretty much perfect for dwarves.
The dwarves' doors.
They're dwarf doors, yeah. They're basically just thick stone slabs with iron hinges attached to them. No keyholes or locks, as far as you can tell. Just heavy stone doors.
They're both closed.
They're both closed, yeah.
All right. You guys seemed interested in the one off to the west, so I'm gonna walk over to that handle and grab it and just make sure everyone is ready, because I'm about to pull this thing open. No lock or keyhole, so I'm just, again, violence of movement. I'm ripping this door open and trying to push myself up against the end of the hallway, the side of the hallway, so if something's on the other end, the people behind me can get potentially a shot at it.
As you open this door, it's quite heavy. It scrapes against the ground. Whoops. I always click reveal, but for some reason it always hides. Inside this, you see lots of rubble. Looks like the ceiling partially collapsed in the corner. There's sort of splintered stone benches, what look to be ruined stone bunks, some toppled weaponry. And amongst all of this, you see more bones. You see the skeletons of what appear to be several dwarves.
I would like to look up.
You look up just the ceiling. about 20 feet high still.
All right. Same story. These look like old bodies.
Yep. Very old. Again, sort of this rusted away, tattered scraps of armor.
Looking about the room, does there look to be any chests or anything where anything could be hiding?
If you want to go inside and investigate the room.
Yeah, we're here, so we might as well.
Yeah.
All right. I'll go in and start investigating them.
Can you all roll me initiative, please?
Fucking right.
No surprise this time. As you enter the room, you all step in and pause for a moment. And you notice, you hear this sort of creaking and crackling sound As you peer around the room, you notice the bones are starting to slowly knit themselves back together.
Fuck you, motherfucker.
And as you take stock of this, you see 9 skeletons, dwarf skeletons, rise
Is
up,
he just-
rise up from the ground.
Did Archie run into this room, or are you at the doorway? Like, is he at the doorway when these things start to?
I walked in. I didn't fucking sprint into the center. If anything, I crested the doorway.
Yeah, you're in the doorway. You're not in the back of the room or anything.
Oh, Jesus fuck.
9 skeletons.
That's somehow scarier than the dwarves, the goblins.
Archie, you're going to be first up.
Okay, all right. Fucking sweet. I'm going to look at the first skeleton I see and fucking dagger.
Alrighty, go ahead and roll me a attack.
So with the dagger, that is... Oh, thank you for the half one. Still doesn't fucking help me. Apparently it doesn't want me to kill the fucking thing. 6, 9 to hit.
9 does not hit.
All right, well, I'm going to follow up with my second dagger. 12 to hit.
12 does not hit.
Fuck Christ. All right, I'm just standing in the middle of this room.
You still have your movement.
I still have my movement. Fucking.
Yeah.
Will I draw an opportunity to attack if I kind of back out? Like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck?
Yeah, oh, by the way, I did forget to mention, I should have said this at the start. These squares are actually 10 feet. So you can put 2 people in one square. So if you want to pass through like the doorway with Kid or whatever, that would not cost you additional movement. But just keep in mind that each square is 10 feet.
Gotcha. But I'm going to go out of the room then.
Yeah, you will take one opportunity attack from
one opportunity attack with that. Okay,
yeah,
that's what I
the
figured.
one that you were in melee range with.
The one that I attacked.
9 there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a natural 1. So you're able to duck out of the room, no problems.
Okay.
As the short sword swings above your head. Moony, you're up.
I'm gonna get outside the door. I'm not planning on walking in, but can I see the skeletons without like immediately hitting like Archie in the face?
Depends what you're trying to do. But yeah, I mean, you're tall enough to see over.
Yeah,
Archie.
you can see over me. I'm just a little fella.
I want to do.
Kids might be blocking your view slightly, but you can still see inside the room.
Okay, I want to do ice knife against whatever skeleton I can see, and I want to do it as far back as possible. So
I'd say you can see basically every skeleton except for maybe the 3 that are around the edge there. 1, 6, and 7.
Okay, if I can hit this one, I don't know what number that is.
Yeah, it's hard
5,
to see, but yeah, you can hit that guy.
Ooh, that's a good.
5.
An ice knife is basically a fucking frag grenade anyway.
That's what I was trying to plan on. I don't really want to go inside yet.
No, but that's like I was trying to think if anyone would have any attack. I was thinking like Andrew's bonfire would work too. But
I have a couple proximity attacks. I have something planned.
Okay, cool.
That's a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Any other skeleton around it within 5 feet must succeed on a dex saving throw.
Alright, so that's going to say, since the squares are 10 feet, let's say you can hit that one, that one. So 2 of them succeeded, then 3 failed.
So the original one I hit takes 6 points of cold damage. And then the ones that failed take 8 points of cold damage.
You see this shard of ice go flying above you, Archie, and sort of right past your cheek, Kid. Maybe a little bit too close for comfort. As it strikes this skeleton right in its rotted sort of armor and explodes outwards. You see 2 are sort of able to avoid it, while another 2 get blasted with these shards of ice that shoot through. One of the skeletons you saw that just got slapped in the face by this ice is going to start slowly shambling its way to the door, attacking the first person it sees, which is going to be Kid. 14 to hit.
Misses.
Okay, so it swings out this short sword, and due to the somewhat tight corner, just smacks off the stone wall, sparking a little bit, briefly sending a spark through the room. This skeleton is going to shamble up closer. This skeleton can't really make its way. That skeleton is just going to sort of stand there. That skeleton actually is a bow. He's going to stand there at the ready. He's going to sort of pull back his bow, sort of seemingly aiming at the door, but he's not going to shoot yet. And then it is going to be... God, there's too many skeletons here. Same for this skeleton, actually. This skeleton actually can see Kid still, so he's going to... Skeleton 8 is going to take a shot at Kid with his short bow. Actually, since he's going to take a shot down the hallway and aim for Moony. After Moony just smacked him with that ice.
No.
Doesn't matter. It's only an 11. So the arrow goes wide, sort of scraping against the wall. And now it's going to be Proctor.
Am I able to turn the corner and in the doorway here with Kid? How many skeletons would be within 5 feet of me if I'm kind of a little bit in front of Kid?
3 of them. Skeleton 7, 2, and 9 will set up.
I am going to do Thunderclap. Witnessing Moony do that earlier, I'm going to turn the corner, smack some cheeks together. My hands together.
Well, I smack my cheeks as he does it to hide the sound.
And start cheek clapping.
And again, even through all this cheek clapping, you still hear that rhythmic, almost crashing of the waves that are echoing and shaking the ground beneath your feet. That's going to be a Constitution saving, all right?
Yep.
Okay, first one is a natural 20. Second one is a 4. And the other one is a 10.
All right, the 2 of them fail. And they both take 8 points of damage. After I clap, I do want to turn the corner back then and kind of hide behind cover.
All right, so the skeleton that had just swung its sword at Kid collapses back again into a pile of bones as this... Basically, he's just shaken up as the thunderous boom echoes in the room. And you also hit skeleton number 7, who you can also see kind of vibrating, several bones sort of falling off, still standing. But definitely took some damage there. This other skeleton that you had attacked is going to make its way to where the other skeleton had just been destroyed and take another swing at Kid since he's in front. And that is going to be a 15 to hit.
Misses.
Again, this time this short sword comes swinging down and you just sidestep around it. Skeleton 1 is going to sort of shuffle his way. He can just make it here back to where skeleton used to be. He's going to stand there. Skeleton 5, which is the one that Moony had hit with the ice knife, is going to make his way up here and hold his action, which brings us back to the top of the initiative with Archie.
I haven't gone.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, Kid. These skeletons have surprisingly good dexterity. So.
I am going to cast Burning Hands, which should hit everyone except Skeleton 3. And it's a dexterity saving throw for all of them.
Okay, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. 7 of them. Is a 19.
5 points of damage.
Skeleton number 5, 9.
That is 10 points of damage.
Skeleton number 6, a 12.
That is 13 points of damage.
13 points damage. Okay, still standing. Skeleton number 7. He's in range, right? Is a 21.
That is 7 points of damage.
Then last one, skeleton number 8, is a 19.
Also 7.
7 points damage. Okay, he is dead.
And with my bonus action, if I can, did this door open into the room or into the hallway?
The door open. You pulled it open. It can go both ways. You pulled it into the hallway, from what I remember.
Okay.
Sorry.
I would like to grab the handle and see if I could close the door and just hold that position just to try to give us on our end the time to regroup if we need to, or to hold action.
Say with these doors being how heavy they are, it would probably take a full action to sort of force them open and closed. Say you can partially close it, giving you guys cover with a bonus action, but you can't get it fully closed. So you guys see Kid hold out his hands, sort of the thumbs and the fingers outstretched, as this thin sheet of flame shoots out, lighting up the room, basically striking all of the skeletons within range, some of which also collapse into bones and dust on the ground. As Kid then scrapes the door once again against the ground, partially closing it. So actually, there'll be half cover both ways for those not in the room, which nobody is. And now we're back up to Archie.
Well, I guess as the door is closing, I'll try to shoot an arrow into Skeleton 9's face.
All right, go ahead and roll 2 hit.
12 to hit?
12 does not hit.
Okay.
So the arrow doesn't quite make it before the door closes and sort of hits just the edge and careens off, not making contact with number 9 there. Which brings us to Moony.
All right, since 9 is gone now, as Archie takes a shot and I see it collapsing, I'm going to help Kid out and close the rest of the door.
Okay, so Moony, you're able to make your way up, and since it's already halfway closed, I'll say you can close it with a bonus action if you still want to use your action. Close it the rest of the way with the bonus action.
If I'm up there, can I see anything? I probably can't see any skeletons, can I?
You can see them. They'll have half cover since the door is not completely closed. So you could do something, but just know they'll have the bonus to their AC and Dex.
All right, I'm going to cast Bonfire on 6 and 7.
Bonfire?
I don't like doing it as a furbog, but these things need to go.
I love to see it.
I'd love to. What role is it for create bonfire?
Yeah, you need to do a Dex saving throw.
Dex saving. Okay, they do have a bonus on that sense.
Yeah, on whoever it's able to hit within a 5-foot cube.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be 6.
Kid is fucking thrilled.
So first roll is a 13.
Fails.
And the second one is a 15.
15. That one passes. It's a 14. And that's going to be 5 points of damage.
Okay,
Fire.
they both died because they both only had 1 hit point left.
Oh, okay.
I didn't realize that when I said that.
Yep, so I'll cast that and then immediately close the rest of the door.
Yeah, so you guys see really quickly before Moony runs up and closes the door, just this burst of flame. And then Moony sort of slams his shoulder against the door, scraping it the rest of the way as it closes. Brings us to these skeletons. And he is going to attempt to push it open. I guess since Moony was the last one to force it closed, let's do a contested strength roll, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nat 20.
Okay, yeah, this guy got the 13. Got me a 13. Okay, so you feel you can hear the skeleton sort of pushing against the door, but it's not budging at all. His weak, brittle bones unable to push past it. This next skeleton is going to try and do the same thing. So let's do one more contested strength, which is a nat 1.
Oh, I got a 5.
So yeah, same thing. You can hear both these skeletons now sort of trying to push against the door, sort of clawing at it, but there's no movement on the door, which would take us up to Trog. Is there something you would like to do?
The main thing I'm really trying to do is just help assist, keep the door closed. There's not really anything else that I can do.
Okay, so you also sort of brace yourself against the door. And then the last one to go would be Kid.
No, I'm going to back up a little bit if I can, and I'm going to hold Eldritch Blast. So as soon as that door opens, I'm going to blast whatever is behind it.
Sorry. So Kid backs up. The crackling green energy form in his hands as he's readying himself to attack. Moony.
I'm going to do the same thing. I'll be a little bit behind. Well, I mean, I want to be in front, but I just want to pull like quarterstaff above my head. Just waiting.
Okay, so as you let go of the door to ready your quarterstaff, you see Trog still holding the door as it's slowly starting to be pushed open. And so I'm going to roll for the skeleton. So skeleton number 4 is going to attempt to push open with help from skeleton number 3. So Trog, let's do a contested strength check.
Oh boy.
And I'll give my skeleton advantage since he's getting some help. Don't worry, these guys are weak as fuck. It's probably not going to matter.
I got a 2.
Oh, I got a 10. So the skeletons, try as you might against these two skeletons, they are able to sort of push you out of the way and push the door open. And now you guys can all do your held actions.
I got a 19 on whoever the first one is to exit.
We'll say number 4. So that hits. Sure.
I got a 25 on the first.
Yeah, that hits.
7 points of damage for me.
25 on the first and 24 on the second. And that is 14 points of damage on the first. And only 4 points of damage on the second.
Between the two of you, as your attacks come out, and Archie's in not. And Archie's arrow. Between the three of you, your attacks. And the room is still.
Well, shit. That was something. I'm going to walk into the room, see if there's anything worth taking a look at.
Go ahead and roll an investigation.
I hope someone is ready behind me to do the check again.
Yeah, I can help you.
That's a 9.
I got a dirty 20.
9 and dirty 20. Between the two of you, you don't really find anything valuable. Said any kind of weapons or armor that might have once been decent quality. It's been so long that they rusted and pitted into just worthless scrap metal.
Yeah. Unless it's obvious as shit, I don't see it. So, just for future reference, don't ever let me look for anything because I won't see it. Well, I don't know if anything heard all the noise we were making down this way, but maybe we can close the door or keep it open just a little bit and take a breath in this room.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan to me.
I'd say so. This is going to be a mess.
Alright, so you guys can enter this this old, what appears to be just an old guard room. Closing the door behind you. Even with the door closed, again, as like clockwork, you hear this big boom, and the room you're in shakes slightly. And we can leave it off there.